This week on the Champaign Buzz, we're going to visit Christopher's Fine Jewelry, where Lois is going to tell us all about the in-studio jewelry they make, and Brian from Distilled is going to give us the scoop on the beer they brew locally. Next, we'll head to Sushi Rock and take a peek at some delicious sushi, and then Brian from TIS College Bookstore is going to fill us in on some of their Illini apparel. Finally, we'll tour the Champaign County Historical Museum with Sue, and Andy from Dallas & Company might have a trick or two to show us at his shop. So come along and check out the Champaign Buzz. Today I'm here at Christopher's Fine Jewelry Design, and I'm with Lois, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the history of Christopher's Fine Jewelry Design. Lois, tell us about it.
Well, Christopher's, we've had a storefront here in Champaign for 30 years, actually. 1978 is when we opened on campus in the Johnstown Center. And in 1986, we bought this building, and we both opened the storefront and we moved our production studio here. So everything that we do here, from making the jewelry to bringing the collection together, to talking to the clients and the customers, now happens entirely in this site.
Great, and tell us what kind of jewels you have and all the different gems and all that.
Well, we focus on artisan crafted jewelry. So there's the jewelry that we produce ourselves. Christopher's our designer, Christopher Jupp, and he designs a line of jewelry that we sell and that we've sold to galleries all over the country, actually. He also does custom design work, one-on-one appointments with the particular customers to design exactly what they're looking for. And then we work with other designing groups and houses all over the country and bring jewelry in that's very specific and very carefully produced and crafted so that it's very high quality.
So if you would, just give us a step-by-step consultation that one might receive if they're interested in customizing a piece of jewelry for themselves or as a gift.
Well, there's lots of reasons for a custom design. Sometimes you have a family piece that doesn't suit your style, but you'd really love to wear it, and you do have a lot of sentimental value attached to it. So you can bring that piece in, sit down with Christopher, and you can make some changes to it or just use the materials in it and create something entirely new. Or you can take something that's been loved for generations that needs a little bit of work, and you can bring it in and Christopher can really rebuild it and redesign it so it can be worn again and it's like brand new. Or you have a particular idea in your mind, but you just can't find it anywhere. You've never seen it built before. And you sit down with Christopher and he does very detailed sketches, and we actually produce that thing, that object, that piece of jewelry from that sketch specifically for you.
Great, and for those that maybe don't have something in mind and they know they want a piece of jewelry, you already have jewelry here that they can either brainstorm and get ideas through or just purchase directly, is that right?
That's right. We carry a full line of jewelry from all price points, actually. We carry a line of jewelry that is sterling, and she uses herbs and weeds and all kinds of natural things in the production of an acrylic piece. So that's a fairly lower end price point item, but they're beautiful and they're colorful and they're seasonal. She changes her collection and selection and the pieces that she makes. She changes it all the time, so there's always something new coming in. We carry a large line of diamond jewelry from Allison & Kaufman. It covers bridal, engagement rings, wedding rings, anniversary bands, all the traditionals, but also a lot of fashion. Jewelry is really a part of fashion, and we sometimes forget that. We go out and we buy clothes all the time, but to finally put an outfit together, it's like the perfect set of shoes, the perfect pair of earrings, the perfect necklace with the right neckline. It's all part of the outfit.
I couldn't agree more about that. Now, lastly, just tell us what it's like being right here in the location that you're at and right downtown Champaign. How does that help your business, or how does it affect your business?
I like preservation, and I think downtown urban areas have a lot of life in them. It's a neighborhood feeling and sense that you just can't get anywhere else, really. We have the benefit of living in a community that has all the benefits of a big city because of the University of Illinois, and downtown was always the major mercantile area. It's changed over the years. It's And since we bought the building in 1986, it has done nothing but grow and become more vibrant. It's now the entertainment district, so there's lots of restaurants and bars and coffee shops and bakeries, and there's lots and lots of apartments now that have all been renovated in the last 10 years, so we have a lot of people who live here. It's a 24-hour place.
I'm now here with Brian, who's the general manager here at Distilled, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about the restaurant and some of the different things that they have to offer here because it's a very unique location. Tell us about it, Brian.
We actually we brew all of our beer on site, which is unique. We don't serve anyone else's beer except for ourselves. All of our food it's definitely a melting pot is the best way to describe it of the American techniques of making food. We use traditional techniques, and we also have Manny Martinez, who is our corporate executive chef. Who does lots of different, he puts our own little distilled twist on our food. You have our ham and apples sandwich, which has got ham and apples, and then you've got the spicy horseradish mayo on there. It kind of blends great with that spice. It's a lot about balancing the flavors in your mouth, and it's just our menu in general is across the board. It's a lot about just a blend of flavors and very diverse, very eclectic across the board. So.
Great. And Leslie, just tell us a little bit about the brewery and how that actually goes down, the step-by-step breakdown.
Our CEO, Matt Potts, is our brewmaster, and he does most of the brewing in the whole company. We just opened our production brewery in Normal, and we have 20,000 square feet that would be able to bottling and actually be distributing throughout America. We already started distributing in Wisconsin in small amounts to bars up there. And we've actually won many awards so far. And we won Beer Hoptacular last year in Chicago, which is the beer of the year. We won for our Imperial Stout. We've got other beers, also our St. Takira series, sour beers, which is kind of a new up-and-coming thing that people do.
Well, thanks so much for talking to us, Brian. We certainly learned a lot about brewing beer and the restaurant aspect, so we appreciate you having us. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Mr. Kim from Sushi Rock, and then we'll visit TIS College Bookstore and check out all of the Illini gear and used textbooks. Stay tuned. Today I'm here at Sushi Rock and I'm with owner Mr. Kim, and we're right in the middle of Campustown on Green Street, and I'm going to talk to Mr. Kim about how long have you been open here?
Around 4 years.
Yeah, and the business has always been located right here on Green Street.
Right.
So tell us what it's like to be located right here in the middle of Campustown.
Well, there's good things and then bad things. The good things is, as you can see, it's very busy when the students is here. But bad part is that there's like a summer vacation and then winter vacation, and then if the students gone, it's kind of like a ghost city. I mean, little bit, So that's the sales is goes down like a lot. So that's kind of very hard. And then we had a very hard time like first 1 or 2 years, and then now I know that how it goes, and then I prepare it before. Comes before the summer vacations come. So, now it's okay, but it was hard.
So what are some of your signature dishes here at Sushi Rock?
Well, people really like our lunch menu, lunch special. Like, we have a udon and roll, salad and roll, and then the miso soup and roll. That's kind of $7.99 or $8.99, something like that. But customer get udon, and then the 2 sets of rolls. It's a kind of very, people really love it. And then that's the lunch special.
Great. And then can you do call in and pick up, or is it
Yeah. Everybody can call us, and then just to give us 10 minutes, and then they can pick it up.
Thank you so much for coming and speaking with us today, Mr. Kim.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure. We're going to go check out some sushi. I'm now here at TIS Bookstore, and I'm with the store manager, Brian. And Brian, tell us a little bit about the history of TIS Bookstore and how you came to be where you're at now.
We started in about, I believe it was 1961 in Bloomington, Indiana, as a bookstore and a college textbook wholesaler over there. And then in 92, they opened a store here in Champaign in this location. And we've been selling textbooks and Illini apparel here ever since.
And just expanding upon the services and products you offer here, I mean, you've got tons in inventory. Tell us about that.
We pride ourselves on having a great selection of books. We think we have the most used books on campus. That's our goal. And we have a lot of sportswear, Illini sportswear, hoping to get alums to come back after they've graduated, and for the locals and current students to get the gear that they need.
And what does the used books mean to students around here?
Saving 25% off the new book price. It just anything, books are expensive, we know that, and we just look for an alternative for them to buying new books.
And again, just touching on the Illini apparel, not only do you have, sweatshirts, jackets, t-shirts, a whole 9 yards, but you also accommodate the Greek community as well.
Yes, it's one of the largest Greek populations in the country, and so there are plenty here, and we have the gifts that they can purchase, and then packages, primarily for sororities, but we do have paddles and such for fraternities also.
And for the Greek community, it looks like you offer sweatshirts, t-shirts, bags, all kinds of things.
Yeah, shorts, and anything that is currently popular. You see hoodies were popular for a while, and they're kind of falling a bit out of fashion now that we've noticed, and jackets, shorts, like you said.
And it looks like you can go ahead and print on the different logos if need be.
Yes, we can do film, which is a heat press application. We also can sew on their letters. Yeah.
Now, if someone were interested in purchasing a package, how do they do so? Do they just come in or pre-order?
Yeah, it's unfortunately because it is customized, we can't carry every potential option. So we do need a little bit of lead time, but they come in, we go through the colors with them and try to put together what they would like and get it turned around as quickly as possible.
Now that we spoke about the Greek community, tell us about what it's like being right off Green Street on 6th Street. Do you get a lot of community members as well as students?
It is the community finds it tough to get down here, but there's definitely available parking, and we try to accommodate the best we can. You'll mostly see college students in here, especially during the week. During football games, a lot of people will walk here from the football stadium and shop.
Now, what about the employees? It looks like it might be primarily student-run. Is that true? Or?
Yeah, the full-time positions are older people. We stay young by working with college students, but all of our part-time help is college.
Great, Brian. And lastly, for those interested in finding out additional products that you have available here at TIS, how they do so? Is it best to come in, or do you have a website?
Yeah, I mean, I always feel like shopping in person is the best way, but people are busy. You can go to tisbookui.com and see what we have sportswear-wise and book-wise. The Greek isn't quite there. But.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for stopping and taking the time to speak to us. After the break, we're visiting the Champaign County Historical Museum, and then we'll find out what kind of tricks Dallas & Company has up their sleeves. Stick around. I'm here at the Champaign County Historical Museum, and I'm with Sue Wood. She's our tour guide, and there's just a ton of history here at the museum. There's 4 active exhibits this time, and Sue, right now we're standing in the grocery room, and why don't you tell us what's behind us and a little bit of the history in this room?
Well, this is supposed to be a turn-of-the-century grocery store. That's a turn of the century to the 1900s. It actually took over after the bank became no longer active. And behind us, many of the items still have some of the original contents in them.
Also on the main floor, we have the dress room, which you refer to as...
Well, that would be we would call it a turn-of-the-century festivities room. The students who are working on it call it a ballroom, but it's taken on sort of a flavor that has a little bit more than just ballroom involved with it.
And in the room, there's just a ton of different clothing and dress from back in the 1900s, and there's even a really cool book with showing men's fashion. Tell us about that.
With page after page of fashion items for men around the turn of the century, and here again, it's the beginning of the 1900s.
Now, upstairs we have the military room. Tell us a
That's
little
right.
bit about the history of that room.
It has the Civil War, World War I, World War II, and a little bit, we're getting a little bit of Korean and a little bit of Vietnam.
Well, Sue, thank you so much for having us, and I certainly encourage all the history buffs to come out here and visit the museum because it is so full of history and knowledge. So, Sue, one last time, give us the hours of the museum.
The museum is open on Saturday and Sunday from noon to 5. We do have tours else at other times. It's just a matter of calling and making arrangements for tours.
Well, thank you so much for showing us around the museum. Like I said, I encourage everybody to come on out and check it out. I'm now here with Andy Dallas, the owner of Dallas Costume Company. And Andy, we've gone on a tour around here and there's so much to do, but let's start out with the basics of how you guys started. You said you started out in a 6x8 room. Tell us about that.
6 by 8 feet, and we sold at that time masks only. And Halloween had just turned from being a children's market to an adult market because they found supposedly needles and razor blades and apples and that kind of thing. So it was very disturbing, and all of a sudden the children's market died. And I happened to have adult masks at the time, and it just went from there. It boomed, and I just rode the wave. And who would have dreamed that 37 years later we're in 15,000 square feet, and we have all of this. It's just a wonderful place.
And obviously, too, I mean, this isn't just a store for Halloween. Tell us about some of the things that you have for other holidays.
Okay, sure. We have decorations and custom-made things that, like, for a lot of the orange and blue things. We hit every holiday. And have something for all of that. We also have like piñatas and toys and just very unique items. But for the most part, people who want like a monocle can come here and get that, which they can't get anywhere else. I mean, it's just a really great place for being able to do whatever you want to do and be in the pop culture and just be a part of whatever it is.
And Andy, I understand that this is very much so a destination location. There's people that travel from all over to come to this store. Tell us about that.
Well, I got to tell you something. I couldn't believe it. We've dealt with Keebler Cookie Company, Atlantis. We dealt with major companies all over the country. The cruise lines. They'll call up and say, "Can you ship this to our different ships?" All this kind of stuff happened mainly because people who were at the university graduated and got jobs with these places and remembered us. And so all of a sudden we're working with all these companies and are on their favorites list. You never know what's going to walk through the door or who you're going to run into. Magicians come from all over the country to shop here. A lot of the universities and colleges in this area buy their makeup from us because we have the real theatrical makeup and those kinds of things. It's just been amazing what the people that have come through here and have enjoyed the store.
Andy and I are now back in the magic room, and I guess that he's got a magic trick that he's going to show us. So Andy, show us what you got.
You bet. Leslie, this is so cool. Watch. Did you count them?
I did.
How many are there?
5 $1 bills.
5 ones, right? There's no doubt about that.
No doubt.
Correct? So 5 ones. Here we go. 5 ones. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I can do this with your money, and I can. So if you have any hundreds and you'd like me to change them into ones, I'd be more than happy to do that for you.
I just have the ones, Andy.
Sorry, nobody's ever taken me up on that.
Andy, now that we're back here in the magic department, there's tons of stuff around here. Tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. This is the magic department at Dallas & Company. It's a very special place because as a magician, I've been all over the world, and this is where I like to hang out. There are very few in this country left of brick and mortar magic shops, but you got to look at this kind of like the Home Depot of magic. These are all the magic tools that we sell to magicians from all over the country, and we have things from the Zigzag Girl here down to a penny trick. It's an amazing place, and I love being back here. And we've had all kinds of magicians from all over the country, professionals as well as amateurs, shop here. and we've even made our own tricks. I have one coming out in 2 months. It's like it's a major hit.
Let me ask you an important question. Do you guys share tricks back here and secrets?
Well, yes, we do, okay? But only after you buy the trick do we reveal the secret. And we have a saying in magic, the most well-kept secrets are in books. So we have a lot of books here and videos and that kind of thing that we sell as well that help you to learn magic tricks. But the magicians are real quick to publish their tricks because then it becomes theirs. But we keep it pretty much among the magic community.